Okay, this is a little tutorial on exporting data into Excel from the IOLab application. I'm going to go ahead and open up a data file. I have one on hand and it is this guy. So I have to click on the local resources first. And this is a data set from an RC time constant lab that I ran in the past, but you can do this with any of the other labs that you are working on. And let me go ahead and get the relevant data set up. So my relevant data set is analog 8, which is the voltage across a capacitor versus time. I want to transfer this from graphical form into a tabular form. I can't really do that in the IOLab application itself. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to upload it to an online repository. This is kind of a cool feature of the IOLab software. You can upload data and then share it with your lab partners, or you can share it with your instructor. But right now I'm more interested in getting the data into Excel. So now that I have the data that I want, I'm going to log into my repository. So I click on the cloud. It says Open Online Repository. So I'll open that up. And it's going to give me a, well, I've already logged in. If you do not have an account, you will have to either log in or you will have to create one, and that should not be a problem. It's free. So now that I have my repository up, I'm going to go ahead and get this data to the repository. So in order to do that, you notice that my cloud now says export current acquisition to the online repository. So I'll just click that, and it immediately uploads the data. So it's right now in progress, and you can see there's my data, and I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to call it test data. Okay. And now you look and you can see actually the data is on here. You can see the graph, but again, it doesn't help you because it's not in tabular form. So I'm going to go ahead and export this. To do that, I'm going to click on the download CSV button. That's the upside down arrow with the block next to it. I have my cursor on it right now, so I'll just click that. And it gives me a dialog saying, what do you want to save the data as? I'm going to call it test data. Click save. And notice that it is a CSV file. It's a comma separated values. So I'll click save. This is kind of cool. It's a comma separated value because not only can I open it in Excel, but I could also open it in a program like Mathematica or something like that. I'm going to go ahead and just open it in Excel. So to do that, I'm going to minimize my windows here and this one. And you see that I put it on the desktop. I'm moving my cursor around it now. I double click it. It opens up Excel. And voila, you have the data. And it has all the values for the entire run of the experiment. So here we are. And now I can go ahead and do something with this. I can manipulate the data, or I can send it over to a data analysis software like Logger Pro, or I can send it to a Mathematica, and I can use all those functions with this data. So this is really an easy process, and you can do this with just about anything as long as you save it to the repository first and then open it up in Excel.